everybody's getting it. James G, even Jack. Cause I'm a beast on the track when I fucking rap. Okay, enough of this garbage. I'm causing a carnage. I'm switching the barrage. Emptying the cartridge on this bastard. Niggas steady.
So, what's good, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Seun T, and you can see to the right, we are with the man, the legend, Tumany Nims, all right, from Guinea. But right now, he's chilling in Berlin, Germany. All right, so it's nice having you over, boss. It's nice having you here today. How do you feel?
Thank you, my brother. I feel good, man. I really feel good to be on your platform, because especially your platform, because I've been seeing the work you've been doing, bro. There's a lot of reactors out there, but man, Sean, you get it in. You know what I'm saying? The first time I saw your video, my partner sent me the link, and he told me like, "Yo, check this out," and that was the blunt honesty. And I saw your reviews, I saw your appreciation. It kind of made me appreciate the song more. So yeah, man, I feel good to be on your platform, and thanks for having me, bro. It's an honor.
Thank you very much. Actually, about the blunt honesty reaction, I remember very well. Somebody contacted me and was like, "Yo, Seun T, is this Guinea OG I want you to react to?" All right. So to my 7 names, blunt honesty, and I remember reacting to that song, and immediately hit me that this is one rapper who likes to drop knowledge, right? In his songs. For instance, you talked about what's his name? DJ Kool Herc.
Kool Herc, yeah.
You talked about him. Now, I had previously just heard the name from somewhere. Okay, he's one of the founding fathers of hip hop, but I had not done a deep research into that. So
exactly,
you actually made me do a study. Life story with DJ Kool Herc.
Yeah, because basically you can't come to the culture if you don't know the culture. You know what I'm saying? You cannot have. I've been in this game since '99. You know, I've been writing since '99, and you know, fortunately, I released the first tape in Guinea, which was a compilation tape in '99. I was about, I don't know, 16 then. Wow. You know. And I was the youngest in my group. I was with older guys. And, you know, for me, it was just having fun, you know, like school kids with my friends. I would be rapping to them. And then these older guys that were doing it seriously, they say, "Yo, come here. We want you to do something with us." And just from taking it on there. So, yeah, you got to know the history. And I'm very fond of stories. You know what I'm saying? I'm very fond of stories. And stories is very important because it kind of like, if you want, gives you a framework for your life. You know what I'm saying? Stories are always good because in every story you can pick up little knowledge and little wisdoms that you can apply to your current life, you know. So it was important for me to start blunt honesty like that because I wanted the song to sound very to come from a point of honesty, from an MC who appreciates the culture, who appreciate the people that were there when, you know, hip hop was not, you know what I'm saying? Kool Herc, they were already spinning, they were doing block parties before the word hip hop came into the world, you know what I'm saying? And it was from their platform and their passion that we are today hip hoppers, you know. So it's always good to, like, you know, put on the younger generation on the fundamentals of the game.
Okay. So now that we've started on that platform, I would like you to shed a little more light, all right, into your journey through hip hop as it is today, like from '99. Just give us a little information what hip hop was like in Guinea for you.
Well, you see, a lot of time, you know, this is hard to explain because, you see, I represent for Guinea. That's where I got my start. That's where I got my, you know, my first, you know, that's why I went to the studio the first time. That's why I did my first recording session. And my relativity to Guinea is parental, you know what I'm saying? Because my mom is Guinean by her father. Her father was Guinean, but my mom was born in Sierra Leone. You know what I'm saying? And that's why me and Kao was kind of cool, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, me and Kao, we met around 99, 2000 when Kao was living in Conakry. I met him in the studio, you know. So I have always been more of an English spitter, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to Guinea, that is a Francophone country. And so if I should give you a little story, when hip hop kind of came to Africa, it came via different places, but one of the places it became really big was Senegal. And that's West Coast. That's West Africa. So hip hop became very big in Senegal because Senegalese they pretty much had a very awakened cultural system, structural system, you know. So it allowed them to absorb the culture very fast. So way back as 86, 87, you already had B-boys and B-girls in Dakar. You already had MCs, you already had DJs, and you had break dancers and graffiti writers. You know, I can say proudly that Dakar is one of the most hip-hop city in the West Coast, in West Africa. You know what I'm saying? Because you will see graffiti writings all over in Senegal. It's not like one place that is nice. Everywhere you go, you see that. And because the Senegalese, being a francophone country, absorbed it so much, they realized an essence that even though they were rapping in their local languages, which is Wolof and sometimes in French, they realized the need for English because hip hop came to us from, you know, from the voices of English speakers, you know what I'm saying? So English became like an element for the rappers. You needed to have a rhyming partner that can rhymes in English if you had a crew. And back then it was all about having a crew. It was not about being solo. It was always about crews. So in every crew you had one guy in the crew that would rhyme in English, especially when there was crew from francophone country, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I kind of got involved with it in Guinea, because I was born outside of Guinea, you know what I'm saying? And I got back to Guinea, I think around 97, you know, when we returned back to Guinea with the family. And you know, so I was still used to my Anglophone community, and I was listening more to heavily to American rap, you know what I'm saying? Whilst the Guinean guys, they were very hip to what was going on in America, but because they didn't understand the English, it was sort of like a barrier. So they were more hip to the French rap from France, right? So and when I met my guys with whom I became a group, they were all rhyming in French and their local languages, and they needed a guy to rhyme in English. So that's how come they contacted me, because I was rhyming in English back then. And so that evolved, and I, you know, we kind of like dropped our first album in 2002, and it was one of the first time in Guinea that an album had English verses in all 10 songs, you know, and I was the first guy to do that, you know what I'm saying? There were different guys who were rhyming in English before me, you know, but there were a lot of guys who were rhyming English before me, you know, but I was more like the guy who brought the English rap in Guinea to a forefront.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I kind of like brought the English rap to a forefront. Even the name I was going by back then was an English name. It was like, they used to call me King Blacks or King Ghetto or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I brought it to a forefront, and from there it started picking up. Today in the industry back home, a lot of the guys, they study English, you know what I mean? They do English courses just because they want to be able to write in English. So pretty much that was what it was, you know. And then after the compilation in 99, you know, 2002, we dropped our debut album. Like I said earlier, it was an instant classic. Till today, it's still hailed as one of the best rap albums in Guinea, you know, and it's also available on streaming platforms and stuff like that. But yeah, Guinea had one big hip hop movement, because it started out there in Guinea like late 94, early 95, you know, and by 96, you know, dudes were already dropping albums, you know what I'm saying? Oh. By 96, every 2-3 months there's a rap album coming out, you know what I'm saying? Every 2-3 months there was a rap album coming out, there's a rap group coming, there's a new group, you know what I'm saying? And by 2002, by the time we were dropping, I remember we went for a meeting to a copyright whatever office, you know, a governmental office that was helping to retrieve our rights, you know. And they said at a time that we had about 4,000 and more rap groups in Guinea.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? By 2002, yeah, like 4,000. And this is not artists, and these are groups. So it's like 2 members in a group, 3 members, 4 members. It was a mad, you know, list. And so, yeah, so it just showed how much, you know, I mean, the movement kind of took over the whole youth from, like, say, 97 to 2002. In the space of 6 years, everybody was hip-hopping. Everybody wanted to be an MC, you know. And then we just took it on from there and kept it pushing, you know, to today.
Okay. Now, you see, that's splendid. That's wonderful. You just made a point now that made me curious. Right now, if Guinea hip hop was so big, like if hip hop was so big in Guinea as of 2002, with about
Yeah,
4,000 groups, right?
yeah.
So what is it like now in Guinea? Have you people been able to keep that movement? Has it progressed or has it retrogressed?
Well, Guinea, like every other place, you know, like every other country where, you know what I mean, back in the 19s, where the movement was more, you know what I mean, at its peak, I would say, Guinea has regressed like so many other places, you know what I'm saying? Guinea has regressed drastically because of several factors. I will kind of list some of them, but one of them is the internet. You know what I'm saying? The internet kind of like brought an influx of new sounds, you know what I'm saying? New sounds and new possibilities, you know. That was one of it. Secondly, another thing that kind of like weighing down the rap movement or the hip hop movement in Guinea was the fact that a lot of the pioneers or a lot of the active, you know, guys kind of left the country, you know, and that was due to the political situation, the political tension, let me say, that we were facing, because you should know that Guinea, at a time, by 2002, Guinea was on to its second president, right? Yeah. And that was a military president, that was a military power. And you know how military regimes are, you know, Nigeria has a lot of them too, back in the day. So you know how that goes. It's a tight system. You can't say certain things, and when you say certain things, there are certain circumstances and consequences as well. So we were dealing with a lot of that, and being very marginalized by the West, especially. We're very marginalized by the West because of, again, our political relationship, you know, bilateral relationship with other Western countries. They kind of like put us in a cage. So nobody from out of Guinea was seeing what was going on in Guinea. You know what I'm saying? It was just us with ourselves and trying to push the barriers. Some of the groups would go to other countries to perform. Some of the guys would come to Europe to perform, and it would shed light a little bit on Guinea. But apart from that, it was hard, you know, it was hard. So people had to like leave the country because you didn't want to actually find yourself 10, 20 years down the line and you've not made any progress in your life personally. So a lot of people left. I left Guinea in 2006 and I went to Ghana. You know, I went to Ghana in 2006 and I lived in Ghana until 2016, when I got back with my group from Guinea, and we did a reunion and we did a comeback. We dropped an album last year, and yeah. So that's was kind of the reason that played on the movement from really reaching its full potential.
Okay. Okay. You mentioned something just now. You talked about the fact that the hip hoppers in Guinea, there was there wasn't much exposure for them, so some people had to leave. All right, what would you say the exposure is now for right now for hip hoppers in Guinea? Is there more exposure, or is it pretty much the same thing as it used to be?
Well, I think now there is more exposure for everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's a global phenomenon. You know, it's you cannot hide anything. You know what I'm saying? You cannot hide anything. Right, one post right now could go viral, and everybody will know that, oh, there's a place called Guinea. You know what I'm saying? When I came to Europe earlier, about 2 years ago, when people asked me where I'm from, I would say Africa. And I would do it, you know, I would do it on purpose, you know, because I figured like, you know what I'm saying? I just want to see how much, you know, I want to peek on their minds. And when I say Africa, they'll be like, where in Africa?
Yeah.
And I'm like, West Africa. And I'm like, yeah, but where in West Africa? And I'm like, Guinea. They said, oh, okay, Guinea. And I'm like, you know it? And usually some people will say Kenya because, you know, the name kind of like sound like. I'm like, nah, Guinea. And I said, oh, okay. But I figured that, you know, because of the mass information that is coming at us at the minute, you know, because of the internet, people are more, you know, open to new things, and they're more open to research new things, and that gives the industry right now in Guinea an advantage, because they can actually you know, they don't need anything apart from a, you know, smartphone and data to be able to connect to the world. So today there is much more exposure, but what it lacks again today is more of the integrity. You know, when we were back then, we were kicking it back then. When in Guinea, we had an integrity. We had a name for the movement. We had a code. You know, we would go to other countries because it's a francophone country, right? And that's one of the problems in Africa. We have this disconnection between ourselves just because of the language differences.
Yeah.
All right. It's just because of the language differences that we have this division amongst ourselves. So people in Guinea might not even know what's happening in Liberia and Sierra Leone. When these two countries is like walking distance away from Guinea when you're on the other side of the border. You know what I'm saying? The same thing happens with Nigeria and Cameroon, or say Nigeria and Benin. So a lot of things happening in Nigeria or in Benin that Nigerians don't know about, but it's, you know, it's not far. And just because they speak French out there and they speak English here, so it's disconnected, you know what I'm saying? But today, that's kind of like being played out because now we've seen that we can blow, we can become as international. You know, we're seeing so many Nigerians guys do it. We're seeing Ghanaians guys do it. We're seeing South African doing it. Malians are doing it. So it's more and more bigger exposure now. But of course, today you can't say the movement is a hip hop movement anymore, or if there's a hip hop movement anymore, it's just an urban movement now. Everything goes, you know, whatever sounds that fits the audience or that fits for the time, you know, that's what the artists we usually rock to, you know.
Okay. Now, I was going to ask you a question next about your hip hop groups that you've been part of, but I feel like this your response just now is a cue to another question. So it's a perfect cue, so I will ask right away. Now you've spoken about what the hip hop scene is like in Guinea. You've spoken lightly on what the hip hop scene is like in Africa generally. All right. So based on what you have seen, experienced in African hip hop in the late 90s, early 2000s, right? Where do you feel like the African hip hop scene is going? Do you think it's getting stronger? Do you think is at a good place? Do you feel like it will get better in the next few years? Do you feel there's a lot more work to be done?
Well, I think if you look at the hip hop perspective, if you look at hip hop from the perspective of commercialization, you know what I mean, like revenues generation in terms of, you know, the products hip hoppers are putting on the market these days, it's sitting well, you know, it's sitting well. It's in a good space, even though the Afrobeat has kind of like totally slammed everything else, you know, and put everything else in a chokehold. But it's in a good place, you know. MCs are more competitive now. MCs have more creative edge to go outside just the African market and want to reach into other markets or tap into other stuff, you know. People are more serious about a brand now and stuff like that. So I think, you know, what we didn't have like about 10, 20 years ago in terms of professionalism, in terms of, you know, understanding of the business itself, you know, because at the end of the day, hip hop is a culture, but rap music is a business, you know. So there is a difference that lies, there's a thin line between the two. You got to understand those, you know what I'm saying? And now I think a lot of people is getting to understand that. You can see the effect of that when you've seen recently. You've been heavy on that, the back and forth that's been happening between rappers from on different coasts, you know, going at yourself, you know what I mean, whatever that, you know, feeling is, but you can see that it's this edge that we're trying to show the world that we can actually create an industry, we can actually create an ecosystem that can allow us within Africa to, you know, tap into different markets and, you know, be able to expand our fan bases, our reachability just above our country. So I think, it's in a better place than it was. But again, I feel like a lot of time, there is no identity behind what we do, right? It's like we're doing what is done, where it's being done, you know what I'm saying? And it's hard to beat an opponent at a game that he masters best and when he got a better team, you know. So it's only about how we can actually find our own creative edge, our own creative niche that can allow us to come up with something that the other guys from the other side be like, oh, this is no, this is dope. I want to know more. Like the way Afrobeats did, you know what I'm saying? Like the way Afrobeat took it there, and now everybody is bandwagon on it. You know, that's where hip hop needs to do, especially from Africa. We need to find a niche where we can bring something to the table. You know, but apart from that, I think is doing well. A lot of guys is eating now. A lot of guys is making moves on, you know, via hip hop, by the platforms that hip hop are created. So I think it's a good time, and it's in a good space.
Okay, okay. So now, I have to ask you now about give me a minute. Your
Okay.
group specifically, or your group
Mm-hmm.
specifically, right? Now, you were a part of, you were a co-founder of the
Mm-hmm.
1124 Inc.
Yeah.
Right? So, tell us briefly about music and transit. Tell us briefly about the 1124 and the SMI Silatigui.
Yeah, okay. So first of all, SMI Silatigi is the start, right? That's Guinea. That's my first group. Those are the guys I told you about in the beginning. You know, SMI Silatigi. Initially, it was called Silatigi. When we came back for the comeback and the reunion, we rebranded it to Sila Mafia International because we wanted to have a feel that was broader than just Guinea. So we did the SMI Silatigi. Yeah, so Silatigi, like I said, you know, these guys, they got me when I was a kid. They got me to do 3 albums with them. Basically, they gave me my start into the business, you know. But at a certain time, you know, you come in, you're young, and you just want the fame. You just want to be recognized. You just want people to listen to your music, you know. But you got to grow because grow is inevitable, you know. So I grew certain things, and I got to a point where I felt like it was just the same scenery. Nothing was really changing and stuff like that. So I had to leave, you know, Guinea. Not only that, but also because of family reasons, purposes, I had to leave Guinea. So I left Guinea and I went to Ghana.
Okay.
And it's in Ghana that being in the business for about 6 years in Guinea, that I, you know, met some other guys, you know, just being in the hood, and met guys that were you know, feeling hip hop, that was down with the business. And then we grew a very strong friendship. And from that friendship, you know, I created another group in Ghana that was called Chronics, and it was shortened to KX. And KX kind of like outgrew, you know, the number size of a group. You know, it become more like, you know, a posse and stuff like that. And there were different artists with different backgrounds and different sound. And then me and my partner, we figured out that we just flip that into a label so that it can host all these other guys, you know, with different talent. And then we flip KX into 1124 because K is the 11th letter and X is the 24th letter.
Okay.
So 1124 Inc. was a flip of KX, which was originally a rap group that turned into a rap label and now is a media company. And because we've become a media company with the COVID and all that's been happening in recent times, you know, especially this year, we realized that, yeah, things is going to be shut down for a little while. You're not going to be having a lot of, you know, spaces to go perform and showcase your stuff and stuff like that. So we decided to venture into the digital world and create some platforms, you know, create some platform where we can interact with people, broaden our networks, in short, you know. And that's where we created the Music and Transit platform, which has been doing super great. You know, we've done like 3 editions with our virtual panel discussion. We just launched another series that is called the Spotlight Africa, and we did that with Eno Baroni from Ghana.
Okay.
She won the best female at Afrima, which is in Nigeria this year. You know, so yeah, so the Music on Transit is more like a platform that other platforms are created on, you know what I'm saying? So we have, like I said, the virtual panel discussion. Now we got the Spotlight Africa, and we also have the Hip Hop Africa 101, which is a live that I do on IG with different hip hop pioneers from Africa and stuff like that. So basically, it's more like a digital creating content platform that is the MOT, Music and Transit. And 1124 Inc., like I said, was a group, now a label and a media company. And Sila Tiki, I'm normal with them. Our last album was the one that I told you about, the comeback album that dropped last year. We have some misunderstandings, some disagreement on the rollout packaging and everything. And I kind of like fall back and I just left them to go with it. So they went out and released the album in Guinea to a lukewarm reception, but it was what it was, you know. So yeah, now I'm pretty much just working on my own stuff.
Okay. Okay. So I have more questions I want to ask, but I feel like at this
Go
point we
ahead.
should ask some of the questions for some of the fans. All right.
Oh, good.
So
Okay.
Master of Science is asking, um, okay, you've already answered his question already. He's asking what are the
Okay.
constraints he faced from that side, the Guinea, the challenges in Guinea. All right.
Yeah.
Do you want to add more to that, or you've already answered it?
Well, personally for me, I came in the game young. I got my start young. I kind of blew and became famous very young. So the constraints were not really what we're looking at then. You were looking at what you're getting. You're getting fly girls, friends. You're getting everywhere you go, people like you. You go to the club, you don't have to pay anymore. You can get a drink for free or whatever. I was having a good time. I was young, but when I grew, I realized that, if I continue like that, that would be a wasted life.
Yeah.
And then when we started getting more focus into the business, that's when we started realizing that, whoa, we really fucked because we don't have shit in Guinea. At the time we only had one radio, one TV, so it was crazy, but and that's one thing about hip hop culture as it is, because it's a culture. It allows you to if you study the culture, you get some smarts, because in hip hop culture, there's also what you call street entrepreneurship. Sorry. So in street entrepreneurship, you are you're given a few codes that allows you to know how to get around and how to make a little change, and once I started practicalizing those codes, I started finding myself in a very good situation. There's one thing I can always say about myself is that I'm one of the first MC from my generation to be able to how you call it write a project, and I made 15,000 euros back in the '04. What I'm
Wow.
saying? That was like 2004. You know what I'm saying? And I was like one of the first guys to do it. Now there's a lot of guys doing this kind of thing because the market is opening up. Of course, a lot of bigger companies coming down
As
and they're
far
ready
back
to
as
give that
then.
kind of. Yeah, but as far back as them, nobody was doing that. I was like one of the first guys who did it. So I kind of maneuvered my way. The constraints were more with the system, the fact that we couldn't travel out easily, we couldn't get visa easily because most of the European countries were not in good terms with our government. We didn't have a proper equipment for doing concerts or doing, national tours. These kind of things that everybody would like face every now and then. But apart from that, it was a great time.
Okay. Okay. Um. Now that was refreshing to hear. That was refreshing
Oh
to
yeah.
hear. It was. It was.
Okay. Yeah, thanks.
Now this is a question from Asylum Down Boy. Now Asylum Down Boy has a couple of questions actually. Now this one is, the Bloody Motherland is a classic. How does he think
Thanks.
it influenced the political climate in Guinea?
Well, first of all, Guinea is a francophone country, so but a lot of people don't understand what I'm saying in that song. And apart from rapping in English, I also rap in a local language in Guinea, which is Susu. And before I did Bloody Motherland, I dropped a song that was called Mutundi, We Refuse, and that was actually addressing the political situation in Guinea as itself.
Yeah.
And that song, I really went against the president, the current president, who got re-elected recently because he rogued the system to get himself a third term in power.
Okay.
So, so with that song, I really went hard on him because it was just specifically on that situation. With Bloody Motherland, it's more of a general situation, right? It's more about what's going on in the continent. We've seen a lot of stuff. We saw Nigeria with NSAS. We've seen what's going on in Ghana with the election that is coming. It's been a lot of tension. We've seen stuff happening in Cameroon, Congo, so and everywhere is blood, everywhere, in every situation, you're talking about people dying or whatever. And I figured that, mind you, this song I did maybe 6 months ago. I did this song like 6 months ago with my man Chris Kleiner. Shout out to Chris Kleiner.
Okay.
It didn't really make any effect in Guinea. Of course, there are certain people in Guinea that understand what I was trying to get at, but I'm pretty much sure it's maybe at the end. And that's for those who will listen to the end that will go, oh, he wanted Alpha Conde like that, because I kind of like call him out on the song.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get to that because you did call him out. You call the president out on that song, so we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Now, okay, I think you've answered the question, but he was also asking, does he get threats for taking an opposite stance against the government? Like,
yeah. Of course, when I was back in Guinea, of course, I've always been, that, and that's one of the reasons why, I think I'm kind of revered. I'm one of the guys that is revered. Like I'm one of those guys that you would talk about when you talk about Guinean rap. Why? Because it's not only just about my rap, it's also been about my political stance, in vis-a-vis of whatever the situation was. When it was the military in power, we were going more harder, you know what I'm saying? Because then we were living in the country, so we were actually victim of the circumstances of the country. So we were going even harder, you know what I'm saying? And they were coming back at us even double harder, you know what I'm saying? Like they will cut you an MC, they cut off your dreads, they beat your ass in the streets, they humiliate you right in front of people. The same people that would cheer you up, these are the same people that will see you get humiliated, you know what I'm saying? Because the power that be wants it to be like that, So it was never fear in my heart, and in a lot of hearts, a lot of people that that stand for the same cause as me, before me or even after me, there was never really fear, because we know what we're doing. We know that we're going at people like this, and these people is not going to sit down and watch us and just fold their hands. They're going to come back at you, one way or the other. So you got to be prepared as you're doing it, So I've never really been afraid of the threats. When I was in Guinea, recently, about a year ago, I got attacked. I got attacked because I was on the radio, and I was saying my truth. I was speaking my truth. I was like, hey man, listen, we can't be. I was just talking about the situation for the third term. Like, listen, old men can be coming to power and want to stick around for that long. You know what I mean? You're going to 90. What you trying to do for the next 5 years? You should be chilling with your grandchildren and having fun. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think that went out really bad. It rubbed some people really bad. I didn't really say that like that. It might have been a little harsher, when I was on the radio. So I think it rubbed some people kind of bad. And so, yeah, I was attacked. I was attacked by a couple of people who thought they were partisans of whatever, supporters of whatever party and whatever. It kind of got ugly, but yeah, that's Conakry. Conakry is a boogie down. So you're always ready, to spar up whenever the need be, Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I think this is the perfect time for you to actually go in depth. Like, tell us, you on the Bloody Motherland, you specifically said for Conde.
Yeah.
All right. So what's this now? We know that the Guinea elections, there have been accusations that the issue was rigged. There have been accusations, all right, and I read a while ago that people were being arrested on the streets for protest. So what's the whole issue like? Right now in Guinea?
Well, I mean, it's still basically very tense. It's very tense, because it's tribal. It's ethnocentrism. And you know how that is. That's a very fragile, what I mean, a layer of our society in Africa. It's very fragile. People are very agile when it comes to, defending what they think might be their clan or their party or whatever. And that's the situation basically in Guinea. You have one of the majority, which is the Fulani tribe, that is actually presenting themselves as victim of what you may call discrimination.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They feel like they've been left aside, or they've been put aside from governing the country, from having a person of their tribe being the president, and then the other side is saying that's the other tribes, the Madenka and the Susu, the same, but all the Fula people have enough money, they run the economy, so that's enough for them. They can have only the economy. We're not going to give them the power, because if they have the power, they're going to have the power and the economy, and they will tramp on us, you know what I'm saying? So we got to hold the power. So the reality of Guinea is it's not political. It's political, but it's an ethnocentrism. It's ethnocentric because everybody is defending their turf and what they have. So the other tribes think they inherit the power, and the Fula inherits the money. And the Fula people are like, well, we've been in the country, we've seen all the different republics, all the different changes of government, but we never had one of us at the top of the government. So we demand that one of us be at the top of the government now. This is our time. So their favorite word is, this is our time, you know? So it's very crazy, because now there is so much tension. You can almost feel a civil war, you know, looming around the corner, you know, and we don't pray for that, but I mean, if you look at this stuff objectively, that's what it's looking like, you know what I'm saying? So there's so many, it's crazy, bro. It's so many information that is coming out where people are ready to put in large sums of money to arm people so that they can go out there, kill people, destroy things, you know, and just create a whole you know, just a whole fucking mess, you know, in the system. You know, that's what they're trying to do. So it's scary, you know. And I came up saying one thing and one thing only. My thing was Alpha Conde has to go, because when he came to power, he said it himself that I will do 2-term, and we're gonna democratically do another election, and another person will be elected. We're gonna change the system from a dictatorial system, from a authoritarian system, to a democratic system where you have 2 mandates to respect, and once you're done, you get out. You know what I'm saying? And last year, he kind of, you know, rogued around the system, rigged the referendum election, and, you know, passed a bill that allowed him to go for a 3rd term. And when he do it and succeeds now, and he goes for a 3rd term, who knows what happens at the end of the term if he's still alive? He might want to go for a 4th.
Go for it.
You know what I'm saying? And he's going to be what? In the next 30, by the time he finishes this thing, he's like what? He's like 90. I mean, we are underdeveloped country. You know what I mean? We are 3rd world country, 3rd world underdeveloped, because there's a lot of 3rd worlds that's developing. You know, we see the likes of Ghana, Kenya, Nigeria. You know, there's so many countries that is trying to move and do some things. But this is one of the 3rd world underdeveloped country. So we need guys that are active, you know, guys that are ready to, you know, wake up early in the morning and know what's happening. You know, we don't want old men who can hardly, you know, carry themselves. They need somebody to put them. You know what I'm saying? We don't need that. We need people that are ready to work. And that's the problem. That's the problem we have in Guinea, because we can't find a solidified, united youth. You know what I'm saying? A new generation of united men that are really ready to put the country above everything else. We can't find that. The youth, they get played into the game of these old guys who come around and, you know, put money here, put money there, give them a little thing, and they go against themselves. I've seen so many of my friends, artists, who've come on Facebook or gone on social medias and clash another artist and talk hate on another artist just because he's not with that party and just because his tribe is with that other party. So many buffoonery, you know, and it hurts me, you know, it hurts me because we shouldn't even have that conversation. We shouldn't be talking with these politicians. We should all, as artists, get along and say, fuck all of them. You know what I mean? Fuck the opposition leader, fuck the president himself, and we talk to our youth, which is a core element of the country. Without the youth of a country, there is no country. So we talk to our youth, we convince them, like, listen, forget about these guys. They can go and do their old shit with the old people who think like them, and we're gonna do a different thing altogether. And that's how you can create if you want, a situation, not a situation, but you can create a momentum that can gravitate so much youthful force, and the system will become not afraid, but the system will feel threatened. You know what I'm saying? The system will feel threatened. Once they see a united youth force, they know that their system is going down. You know what I'm saying? Because the people that are working in those ministries are young guys. Those old men, they come to work late. They go home early. The guys that stays in the office are the young guys. So if these young guys can put themselves together in a united front, then we have a way to go against these guys. But if these young guys are saying, oh, my dad told me that I should go with that because he's Fulani, oh, my dad told me, or oh, my older brother is working for the government, so I'm with the government. You know, that kind of fuckery will not help us, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and that's the problem with Africa, because everybody is trying to feed his mouth, you know, feed himself today, and they don't think about how much they're going to be able to feed themselves. on the long end. They just want to eat today, and tomorrow doesn't count. You know, so it's pitiful. You know, it's pitiful, and it's a beautiful country, has a lot of resources, has a lot of potential, great talents. You know, but at the same time, it's a great waste.
Okay. Now you've spoken a lot about the Guinea society, right, as regards the political atmosphere, and this echoes true when you talk about the African society in general, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think? What do you believe is the role of rap artists and hip hoppers in general, right? In this whole issue, what do you think is the role? What do you think is the role rappers, hip hop artists should play?
Well, we all learned a very great deal of lesson from the great, you know, Amaru Tupac Shakur. You know what I'm saying? He is like the epitome of what a rap artist is. He embodies all the elements of what a true rap artist is. A true rap artist is somebody that is there to entertain you, because the primary objective of hip hop and rap music is entertainment, right? But it doesn't when it stops there. It's also to awaken you. You know what I'm saying? To awaken you is also to mobilize you. You know what I mean? To bring you all together under one banner, under one, you know what I mean, coat of arms, whatever, you know. So in line with, like I was saying, in line with what Tupac Shakur is, our duty right now is to go against the system and to find a way to rally the people to go against the system. To say, hey, listen, that man right there is a brother or a neighbor. We live in the same hood every day. We pass ourselves every day. We say good morning to ourselves every day. I don't care where he's from. He don't care where I'm from. The only time he cares about where I'm from and cares where I'm from is when you people come and start talking to us about your political agendas. Then he and I seems to be wrong. But apart from that, we're neighbors. So if we're able to use our platforms and rally people to an understanding that we are nothing but one, and we cannot allow two men who have their own selfish agendas, who have their own selfish programs, because when you look at their lifestyle already, these men are living in mansions when the rest of the countries have problems with shelter. These men have overseas mansions they don't sleep in, but yet they pay for this every day. And you people can barely get a job. And even if you get a job, you can barely get your salary at the end of the month. So it's about you. It's not about them.
Yeah.
It's about you. It's about we African people and African rappers. It's about we letting our people know, our fans know that this is not about them or party or whatever. It's about you, my guy. It's about you doing something for yourself. And once you're doing that thing, if the system is not going to help you, they should not come and bother you. Okay. You know what I'm saying? They have no right to come and bother you. And that's the truth, because everywhere in the world today, people are advancing off their own creativity. People not looking for jobs anymore. People don't want to go and become doctors anymore and stuff like that. I mean, kids are creating startups, and the next minute they're millionaires. So nobody give a fuck about whatever. You know, that whole mentality is out the window. So we should bring this kind of mentality into our political lives. And another thing is that we young men in Africa must get more engaged in our political activities, in our political ecosystem. We should get more involved. We shouldn't say, oh, these men are liars, I don't follow them. Yeah, I'm not saying you should follow them, but you should get involved. You know what I'm saying? Because the man that you not follow, he's there to represent you.
True.
Right? And when he gets the millions of dollars, he doesn't get it because he's sitting at the position. He gets it because he said he's representing you.
True.
So it's basically out of you, your life, your existence, that he is making money.
True.
So if you just say, oh, I don't care about him, well, you know what I mean? You're being duped. You're being duped. You know what I'm saying? You're being duped of what is rightfully belonging to you, and you're only duped because you're ignorant of it and you don't want to put in the effort, or maybe you're a partisan, you're a sympathizer of that system. You know, so I think we need to put in more effort. We as rap artists, we need to talk about it more. We need to create more engaging platforms where we can expose these men really to the world, to a bigger masses, because they have power, they control the media. But fortunately for us, we are in a time where information flies than any other thing in the world, so we can get things out there more quicker than we could before. So we should use this platform to actually take the war to them and let them know that we can expose them. If we can do any other thing, but we can expose them, we can let the whole world know that this is the truth that is going out there, and people should speak about it, you know?
Okay. So now we don't have so much time left because of the recording time. All right.
Yep.
I have to ask you a few more questions before we go. So this is from B2 Banks. Now he's asking to ask him about his relationship with the Sierra Leone rappers and the Nigerian rappers.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, you know, Kao, my man, you know, Kao, I mean, we have like a crazy, funny friendship, because me and Kao, I think we met twice in life. You know, we met twice in life. I met Kao in Guinea back then. He was living in Guinea. And I met him at a studio, the very studio I went in to lay my verse for the compilation album I told you about. Yeah. Kao was in that studio. He was doing a demo for his record. He was about to release. So he was doing the demo there. And I think he was about to go to the States. So he was trying to get his demo together so he could go out there and, you know, finish the work. And we met, and I heard him spitting, you know, fire. You know, he was there, and he was light years ahead of me. He was spitting some fire. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And I was the only guy in the room who was understanding what he was saying, because, like I told you, it's a Francophone country. We're surrounded by all these other guys, and basically all these guys, they speak French, you know, and they don't understand the you know, the lingo, you know, the slangs and all like that. And Kao is pausing, you know, he's pausing on niggas in the studio. Everybody's like, yo, which is, and I'm like, yo, what's up, man? And he's like, yeah, what up? And, you know, he cool, and we talk, you know. But because Guinea and Sierra Leone were very close, and at the time Sierra Leone was going through their crisis, a lot of Sierra Leone artists were coming over to Guinea. So I met a lot of guys, you know, from Sierra Leone. I'm cool with a lot of guys. I even went to school in Guinea with a lot of Sierra Leone rappers, you know. I know a lot of guys, like shout out to Jungle Leaders. Those were some dope guys too. Another group they used to call No Nims, you know, from Freetown. You know, I had a good connection with guys, because like I said, my mom was born in Sierra Leone, you know, but her parents is from Guinea. Her dad is from Guinea, you know. And Nigeria too. I have a funny story with Nigeria, because my pops is Nigerian, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my pops is Nigerian, you know what I'm saying? He's from the north, you know. And I lived in Nigeria too when I was a kid, you know, but my family, we traveled a lot, you know. I lived in like 13 countries in West Africa, you know, so yeah, so I've been around the coast, you know, I'm a coast kid, you know. Okay, so yeah, so with Nigeria, yeah, Nigeria is like home, you know. Nigeria is like home. I've been to Lagos several times, you know. I've been to Abuja, I think once. I got family out there, you know. You know, shout out to my man Fels, you know. Fels is out there, you know. I got peeps, man. I got crazy family, man. I can't remember everybody's names now because it's been a little while, you know. But yeah, shout out to, you know, Surulere, Ojodu, you know. Those are my, you know, those are spots I hang out, you know. Ikeja, you know, Festa and all. Yeah. that's love. But yeah, with the artists in Nigeria, not too much, because every time I went to Nigeria, I was not really in artist mode. I was more in business mode. I was, you know, hanging with a different set of crowd. So I was not really getting to the game like that. Most of the Nigerian guys that I really did music with were guys that I met in Ghana, because I lived a long time in Ghana, and I was running with enough, you know, Nigerian brothers then, you know. Yeah, so yeah, that's it.
Okay. So you have you had or do you have plans to do any collaborations with any international African artists? Like, I mean, artists from
Burna Boy
outside of Guinea.
Burna Boy.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to get Burna Boy. You know what I'm saying? And funny, let me tell you my story with Burna Boy. I appreciate everybody in Nigeria, right? But there was a time I was getting mad with niggas in Nigeria because every next song sounded the same. It was always giddy, giddy, tere, tere, diddy, diddy, all that kind of things, you know, the Duncan Mighty kind of sound, or the Timaya kind of sound, or the J Martins kind of sound. I liked it. It was dope. You know, I mean, it was a time, so it was a dope time. But Two-Face is the greatest, right? And a lot of people might have think that, well, you know, Wizkid was the next Two-Face, or I don't know, but nah, Davido, Burna Boy is the next Two-Face. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a Burna
That's
Boy
it.
fan. I'm a Burna
Yeah,
Boy
you know what
fan.
I'm saying? Yeah. Burna Boy. Like, hey, from the very first song, how you got it? Time to Party.
Like to party, yeah. Like to
The
party.
first song.
Yeah.
When I heard this song, because at that time, nobody, apart from Two-Face, nobody was messing with that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
It was one of the Plantation Boys were messing with that vibe, and that was prior to the Afrobeat revolution. You know what I'm saying? The Plantation Boy was still in the 90s, and they were doing real R&B songs. You know, they were really into the R&B, so the voice codes and everything was always on point. So they know harmonies, they know all those things because they were into the stuff. And then the Afrobeat wave came, where it was more like freestyle and ginger and that and that, you know what I'm saying? And then Burna came. And when Burna came, he brought it back. He brought that whole ability to be able to sing a song, write a song, you know, and sing it. It not just have a chorus. Like I was recently on Burna's YouTube, and there was one comment that I really liked. And the guy was saying, he said, listen, one of the reasons why he likes Burna Boy is that Burna Boy is an artist, a singer, and a songwriter, because he has one of the catalog that every song he sings a verse to the song. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a hit song because you got a hit hook, you got a nice hook, and then in the verses you just do a little freestyle and come back to the hook. You know what I'm saying? He gives you verses. You know what I'm saying? And Time to Party was like years ahead of Nigerians. It was like years ahead of Nigerians.
You know, I used to get mad. Like, how do people not see what this guy is? I used to get mad. And that's one of the reasons I so much appreciated South Africans for appreciating him at a time when Nigerians didn't seem so bothered.
Exactly.
I'm just happy for him now, man. Just happy for him.
You know, hey, bro, I still be talking with my guys, you know, in Ghana and stuff like that. Like I call my guy, one of my other guys. Hey, shout out to Pablo. That's my bro. And me and Pablo was together the first time I think I saw the video, or one of the first times we saw the video. And I told him, I said, yo, you see this kid? He's gonna take it where nobody is taking it. You're like, but you know, Wizkid is killing it now. I'm like, yeah. I'm not talking now. I'm saying he's gonna take it where nobody is taking it. You know what I'm saying? And then it happened. He got the Grammy. You know, he got a Grammy nomination. You know, he was supposed to get an award. You know, I mean, no disrespect to Angelique Kidjo because she's a legend in her own lane. You know what I mean? She kind of gave us the vibe back then. She also deserves it, but for a new blood that came out like that, I think it was rightfully supposed to go to Burna Boy. You know,
she did give him a shout out. She did give him a shout out when she
of course, she would. You know, politically, you know, she needs to come politically correct because she knows, you know, she knows that, you know, whatever the devil is, whatever. I don't know how to say that or talk, but, you know. Anyway, shout out to Burna Boy, man. Yeah, I always wanted to work with Two-Face, and I know I would still work with Two-Face. I met him once in his club back then in Ujo doing Rumors. We talked about it, but I didn't really follow up on it. You know, like I said, I was, you know, in and out of the music business for a long time. So, yeah, but definitely Burna Boy. Right now, definitely Burna. Yeah.
Okay. So, my time is running
But
out.
also, if we go to the rap, I gotta call out a few peeps and show them come. You know what I'm saying?
Those guys.
Show them come. It's my man. You know what I'm saying? It's my man. Yeah, show them come. I met them here last year. They came out here. You know, there was a place we used to perform regularly at every Tuesday, and it's actually some Nigerian brothers that's running the place too. You know, maybe I'll send you their stuff. You might want to do something with their, you know, their stuff too. They got some good stuff. Yeah, show them camp. Yeah, they were holding it back then. I mean, the rap is no more what it is in Nigeria, man. Because, you know, back in the day, I would have said MI. You know, I would have said, you know, so many good guys, man. Mod 9. You know, Freestyle. You know, so many dope guys I used to really, you know, fuck with back then. Yeah.
Okay. Before we let you go, because we have to let you go because of the recording time.
Yeah.
Before we do, there's a common question everyone gets tired of. Rappers are tired of asking those questions or being asked this question. And but it keeps coming at rappers every time, almost every time you do interview. Please name your top 5 in Africa.
My top 5 in Africa. Whoa. Damn. It's crazy. Because everywhere I go, I got top 5. I got a top 5 in Ghana. I got top 5 in Nigeria. I got to Africanize a top 5. It's a lot of ticket prices, but in no particular order. In my top 5, we're definitely going to find MI.
Okay,
that's for sure. Mod 9. Okay, just because he keeps it hard, Sarkodie. Okay. Because he took it to another level. I saw him come up, we were in the same hood in Ghana, and I saw his start. He used to run with some of my peeps. Kao, definitely Kao. It's my man. He's been putting Sierra Leone on. I like to see stuff like that. Well, he's no more really in the forefront anymore, but he was one of the guys that really put me on really to write deep. And that's Proverb from South Africa.
Yeah, Proverb,
yeah, Proverb. You know what I'm saying? In no particular order, I think I will go with that. I mean, I still got many more, man. I still got Scientific from LIB. I got, I got Manifest. So many more, man.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
Almost every time I go on live, people want me to answer that question, and I tell them it's hard to fit.
It's hard, bro. It's hard. How do you put a lot of greatness in 5?
Like, bro.
Yeah. But you see, it's the good thing about hip hop. It's like it's so competitive that everybody wants to know what is your top 5. I mean, just because of the way you rank MCs or the kind of MCs that you put in your top 5, people can already tell where your mind is. So it's a trick question. It's like, okay, if you're definitely fucking with MI, that means you fucking with lyricism, you fucking with flow, but you also fucking with hits, you know what I'm saying? If you're messing with Mod 9, you know that you typically got it underground and you going in with bars and you going, you know what I'm saying? So it just shows your appreciation of what you are yourself, So basically it's that's what it is.
I think an answer to that question, you're right. I think an answer to that question shows a reflection of what you prefer. Right?
Exactly.
What you fuck with. That kind of stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
exactly.
You mentioned something, and I think it's a big sin on my part that I did not ask a question relating to that. All right.
Okay.
You just said probably one of those who got you to start writing. One question I have asked from the beginning is what inspired you to go into hip hop? Who inspired inspiration?
I'll tell you this, bro. I'll tell you this. I started off writing music as a ragamuffin artist. I was living in Gambia, in Banjul, you know what I'm saying? And there was these older guys that used to come around my crib and they were trying to get into music, you know what I'm saying? And they were writing. So I stick around with them and I figured out how they were writing. I figured that they were writing on, they were writing four bars, 4 bars, So they would write 4 bars on the sheet and they would leave a space and they would come down and write 4 bars. So I realized that, okay, it's a 4/4 thing. So I started writing. Because they were more hip to ragamuffin back in the days, Gambia is supposed to be the little Jamaica of Africa, Banjul, that is, Okay. And then from Banjul, I went back to Conakry, to Guinea, and then when I got to Guinea, in 97, it was totally different. Guinea was hip hop; they were just hip hop, and you know what I'm saying, baggy jeans and dreads and everything, but it was hip hop. There was a little bit of ragamuffin there, but you had to kick, you had to kick some 16, So, but the thing is that even before I got to Guinea from Gambia, I had switched to rap because I listened to Tupac.
Okay.
Me Against the World. My mom was the one who gave me the CD, so Me Against the World, because she loved the song Dear Mama.
Okay.
And she loved the song so much, and I realized to myself, I said, oh, but if I become an artist, I could write a song like this. But I was not listening too much back then. So I figured like, maybe ragamuffin will not be easy for my mom to understand, because the patois, you got to say with a lot of slangs, and, people back home, they don't understand all of that, Even this English, a lot of people don't understand. So I kind of like did a conscious effort to switch to rap because I wanted to write a rap song for my mom, you know, in the times to come, that she would appreciate like the way, you know, the Dear Mama was. And that was my first inspiration, Tupac. And then the person that really nurtured me to really continue writing and kind of fund my stuff was Nas.
Okay.
You know, Nas was the nurturer. Tupac was the gravitational force, but Nas was the nurturer. And to this day, Nas is still nurturing a nigga, man. He's the GOAT, man. That's the only debate I can have. You know, that's the only debate I can have. Hip hop, period, man. That's the GOAT right there. He's everything, man. You know. So yeah, I listen to Nas, but yeah, a lot of brothers too from Africa inspired me. You know, Proverb Day. I was back in Guinea. I was chilling one day and I was looking at MTV and I see this case that comes out. His name is Proverb. His song is called Book of Proverbs. And, you know, he's saying some crazy ass lyrical shit. I've always been somebody who wanted to say something lyrical, but sometimes I can be very much fond of the flow, you know, fond of the vibe, you know. Because I sing too. If you research some of my work with Sila Tigi, I do some singing as well. So, you know, a lot of people think that Tumany Seven is a super hardcore MC. Nah, I get busy with other styles. I get busy with the ragamuffin or the dancehall, as they call it today. Even the Afrobeat stuff too, I can get busy when I want to, you know. But yeah, so Tupac, Nas, guys like Proverbs, they always inspire me. You know, guys like Proverbs always inspire me. Right now, I don't know. Right now, well, I'm not sure there's anything out there that kind of inspired me. I have it all right now, so I just vibe with whatever is good out there, you know. But yeah.
Okay. This was a wonderful interview. I really wish we could continue, but I have to keep
beautiful, man. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. I'm honored to be here on your platform, man. Keep doing your work, man. You're doing great. You kind of like kind of turn into a point right now where everybody's connecting. You know what I mean? You like the hook. You like the plug. You know what I'm saying? You're the African plug. You know what I'm saying? The African plug. So shout out to you and salute to your hustle and keep going, my brother.
Thanks a lot, boss. Thanks a lot. Thank
you
for being here too. I appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's mutual, man. It's mutual. Have a nice time, bro. And look forward to see this out there. And I hope the fans will like it, you know. And yeah, keep it banging, bro. Keep it banging.
Pizzo on the track. I'm the one that make him run. I'm the one that drop it hot. Fuck with me and you get shot. You can get me if the plug. I'm the baddest of the lot. I'm the baddest of the lot.